Hey guys, what's up? This is Eric with Jim Andes again. Just here today to talk to you a little bit about how you might want to plan your trip to Chile as far as time-wise goes. That's a common question, I think, for just about anywhere you're going to visit for the first time. A lot of friends may ask, or a lot of people ask, how long should I plan to be there? And that's a good question because each place is different, has different things to see, and has different natural aspects that are nice to take in, and so you want to make sure you plan accurately for that. Chile, because it's so long, has so many different things that you can see. You need to make sure that you're not just looking at being here in the 10th region or Patagonia, but you're actually looking at your whole trip to Chile, just because simply it's so expensive to get here. Um, but when I think about, let's say, this area, the 10th region or further south, the weather is so unpredictable, I guess you could say, even in the summer, that it makes it where I would really try to have a very flexible schedule. If you want to be hiking, climbing, or camping for, let's say, 3 to 5 days, you probably need to have 7 days of availability, maybe 10 if you can, just because you may get here and the days you wanted to go out are just like really pouring or freezing. In fact, some of the areas, they have to be cautious with because the climate changes so quickly, especially on top of the volcanoes. They have to be cautious about the excursions out on the volcano to climb it. Also, in some of the southern areas, they have a lot of mudslides when it's in the rainy season. So those are things that you need to keep in mind, and plus just simply traveling in a Latin American country. Am I saying anything bad about a Latin American country? No, I'm not. I'm just being realistic. The buses don't always leave on time. The planes hardly ever leave on time. The rooms are hardly ever ready on time. The tour guides don't leave on time. It's just the fact. It's their culture is very relaxed. It makes it easier to do certain things. It makes it easier to not worry so much about accomplishing maybe the goal that you had in mind. If you don't get it done that day, it's not going to kill you. Tomorrow they'll probably let you do it either way. But when you're here, for instance, in the 10th region, looking at the sun and the trees and the fields, looking at the volcano, you may have planned certain activities like, okay, today I want to go hike. Well, that can be very that can be very discouraging if you get here and then it's raining. But be patient because it can change, and literally within an hour it can be pure sun and a wonderful day outside. But then be ready to carry your gear with you because it may start pouring 30 minutes later. You never know. But that's just kind of one of the things that makes this place what it is the climate. It's not just what it is about being here and visiting, but truly it's what it is that makes it physically what it is. You have the rain, you have the sun, you have the climate, and that all makes these forests so beautiful, makes the volcanoes so beautiful, makes the rivers, the lakes, everything just absolutely gorgeous. So while it may be inconvenient to have a vacation where you have to kind of have an open schedule, I guess you could say, it's with good reason. So just try to keep that in mind, and maybe you won't get so frustrated. I know that some of the people get a little frustrated with the hiking because you go out and you have to carry like winter and summer gear. You have to wear or short sleeves, and then you have to wear a jacket on top of it. And when the sun's out, it can get warm, so you have to carry the jacket. So it's always good to carry like a backpack or some kind of bag that you can put things in, that you don't have to carry them in your hands, even when you're doing short hikes or day hikes. Those are just a couple of tips on that aspect. Also, waterproof shoes. If you can get waterproof like comp hiking shoes or something like that, or the hiking boots that are lightweight, anything like that, that if it does come downpour, your feet won't get soaked, because a lot of the running shoes specifically, your feet will just get wet. They have mesh on top and things like that, which are great for keeping your feet cool. But here you don't really have to worry about keeping your feet cool too much. It's pretty cool all year round. The wind blows. It's a great little area. It's a great temperature for doing outdoor sports. And I know that some people come and they trek around the lake, Yanquiwe, Todos Santos, There are a couple of other lakes in the local area, and people actually trek around them. They camp, they do whatever, and it doesn't seem to bother them that it rains. You just kind of keep going or whatever. So it depends on your sport too. Climbing is probably one of the most affected because when the rock's wet, if you're just not a really good climber, it makes it hard to climb. So those are just a couple of hints you might want to, or tips you might want to keep in mind while making your trip down here. Also, there are so many things you can do that all year round is really good. The most popular time here, though, is generally from November to probably March, just because that's like spring through early fall, and that helps to have in mind. But that's the busy time, and that's when it's more expensive as well because that is high tourism season. So those are just kind of things to keep in mind. And then the rest of the year, you might as well plan on just a lot of rain and a lot of rain gear. But if you have a nice 3-season tent, for instance, or a 4-season tent, the rain isn't going to stop you. And these people here are kind of crazy. Nothing stops them. They have marathons and triathlons. They have all kinds of stuff when it's freezing and just cold. So there's a lot we can learn from them as well. But, you know, that just means we have to prepare ourselves well with gear and things. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to help you guys out with the next video post about gearing up, what kind of gear is good. It's going to be kind of a basic post. It'll be good for the beginners as well as it may have some points for the more advanced. So just keep posted and see what's going on with that. And with this post here, this video post, I'm going to put up a post that talks about the weather a little bit better so that you can kind of see what kind of temperatures are typical for spring, summer, fall, and winter, and so you can kind of make a good idea. And then you guys can make decisions on when you want to come, how you want to come, and for how long. So hope you guys are motivated to come on down here, and if you are, let me know and maybe I can help you out. Thanks. Bye.